Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I am your host, Victory Nub, and today we are looking at Rainbow Islands with the subtitle of The Story of Bubble Bobble 2. Developed and published by Taito and released in the United States in June of 1991. So this is going to be one of the more unusual games that we look at on Rental Regrets, mainly because I spent way more than any person should ever spend on an NES cart that looks like color vomit. This game I bought just, exclusively for this series to take a look at once and then probably maybe never touch it again. You never know. These things, the prominence of ROMs and emulators in the world, which of course I don't buy because that's illegal and you shouldn't have games that you don't legally own. Cough, cough. Make it so that games of this nature probably don't have the resale through third-party vendors like eBay that they would have, say, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when ROMs and emulators weren't necessarily as widespread as they are now. I paid $45 for this copy of the game, and the cartridge is melted in one corner. As you'll see, I'll put a picture up here on the screen showing the condition of the cartridge. So why did I spend so much money to look at a game that, again, is extremely chippy, chipper, I guess I should say. Lots of rainbows being shot and silly, happy-go-lucky characters. It turns out this is actually one of the most enjoyable games I think I've ever played on the Nintendo. Just sheer fun factor. The mechanics of the game can be a little bit iffy at times. They just showed you something that I don't think I've ever been able to do, which is to jump on top of a rainbow and then jump off of it. Maybe I've been playing it wrong all these years, but I think it's worth the expense. Part of the cost of a used cartridge in this case was the fact that it is one of the rarer games, which is weird because I'm going to read you the list of all the consoles that it was released on here. I believe this is in order. It came out on the arcade first, on arcade cabinets. Then the Commodore 64, the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad CPC, I have never heard of that, the Atari ST, the Amiga, the Nintendo Entertainment System, which is the copy we're looking at today, the Sega Master System, the PC Engine CD, the FM Towns, I have no idea what that is, the Wonder Swan, which was a handheld, Game Boy Color, Sega Saturn, PlayStation, the Mega Drive, and for mobile, which I guess is probably something you could look at now if you wanted to. It was released on quite a few systems. I'm guessing this was a port that they did quickly to try to get it on as many platforms as they could when it initially left arcades, and this was something that they only had limited release for, thus the expense of it. So anyway, we don't normally do the story setup or anything like that for Rental Regrets. I'll simply state that if you remember anything about Bubble Bobble, which this was ostensibly the sequel for, it usually involved you going through levels vertically and defeating enemies by shooting bubbles at them. This follows up that story by having you play as the two dragons that you played as in that game once they reverted back to humans. And instead of going down, which I think was where you usually went in most of those levels in the original, you go vertical, you go up. So there's a little bit of difference in how you play the game. As you can see, you fire rainbows at the enemies, and you can use them to hit enemies below you by stomping on them. But let's go ahead and get started. So the way that this game works is, you saw the character while the demo was playing there picking up diamonds. Those diamonds, this one right here, each represent a different letter of the word rainbow. If you pick up enough of the different diamonds to spell out the full word before you leave the world, you find a secret boss If you defeat that boss, you get a giant diamond, and if you get all 7 of them, you can get the best ending of the game. I don't know if I've ever actually done that. Again, this was one of those games where I think I might have rented it once, ever, and after that initial rental, I don't know if I ever played it again in any form that was, strictly speaking, a legal means of playing the game. But I had enough of a distinct positive memory of that game to think we should take a look at it today, and also let's go ahead and make it something that I'm legally doing instead of the illegal way that I had been doing it. Again, this is a very colorful game. I'm going to use quotey fingers for that one. Colorful because the original arcade version of this game had a more true color palette. And by that I mean reds were red, yellows were yellow, blues were blue. This game seems to be off color-wise because none of the primary colors seem to be present. The rainbow seems to be some version of turquoise, and I don't know what version of red that would be. Magenta? It's not the colors they should be. And quite a few of the items that you find in this game are more about damaging enemies they're not about damaging enemies, they're about giving you points versus increasing your damage. I think the big ones for improving your abilities are the shoe, which increases your movement speed. There's like a red jar. That jar will actually give you double rainbows all the way. What does it mean? Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. I think the stars, they just kind of form a burst that hits every enemy that they touch. Everything else, diamonds, necklaces, those crystal formations, all they're good for is points. Yeah, so I already had double rainbows, so that wouldn't have helped me any. I think there's another one that actually increases the speed that you fire your rainbows. Oh, good. Okay, so if you hold jump, you actually bounce off of the rainbow instead of destroying it, but the key there is you have to land on top of it. If you jump through it from underneath, it'll break it and knock it down. Haha, see you. Oh, I don't think I have the blue. And I think that does something for you too. Yep. Got that. Now, I have read somewhere that the game has more than just the 2 endings, which is the standard ending if you're not getting all the big rainbows, or the big diamonds, rather. And if you do actually get the big diamonds, there's a second ending. I've read that there is a third called the true and happy ending. And what that is you have to pick up all of the letters of the word rainbow, the diamonds that you get granted. You have to pick them up in order, spelling the word, in order, R-A-I-N-B-O-W. Again, I don't think I've ever played this game extensively enough to know if that's the case. It may have been something that happened exclusively in arcade, and it didn't get transferred over to the home ports. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think food does anything special for you either. I'm guessing most of the points that you get just give you extra lives, but I don't know that for certain. Fries! Now, interesting to note, the version of the game we're playing... Oh, I got a new one. That's cool. The version of the game I'm playing is corrected from something that they... Oh, I got all the letters. Cool. So that little pause there meant that I picked up the last one that I was missing to spell rainbow completely. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm missing out on some goodies. Gotcha. So, sorry, I lost my point there about what I was going to say. The arcade version of the game had something that was a big no-no when it was released. They actually used a copyrighted song in the soundtrack, or at least something that sounded very much like a copyrighted song. I'm sure it was intentional. What it was they did a version of Over the Rainbow, the Wizard of Oz song, and before they released it on any of the home consoles, they had to get rid of that song so that they didn't have to pay royalties for the release of the game with that song in them. I don't think this song bears any resemblance, so I'm sure this is not the one they were saying had that copyrighted song. Oh, come on. There's my double. Gotcha. There's supposedly hidden items all over the game as well that you find only by hitting them with your rainbow. I don't know where any of them are specifically located, so I won't be able to show off my knowledge of the game. I remember finding some of them in the past and not understanding how they appeared or why they were there, but yeah, it's definitely a part of the game. They wanted to hide as many cool secrets as they could in it. If you remember the original Bubble Bobble, you can probably recognize the dragon character in the face of the main character here. Now, did they always sport a butt cut? No, I'm pretty certain they didn't. But yeah, this is most definitely a butt cut. That center split in the hair. It was huge back in the 90s, not so much anymore. I say that as though I never, at any point in my life, sported a butt cut. I totally did. Now I don't have enough hair to actually sport any kind of cut. It's just the bald middle-aged man haircut. Oh, didn't hit him. Too low. Oh, you. Yeah, see, there was a flower there that I wouldn't have seen unless I had hit it. Probably one here, too. Yep, look at that. Get to the star, at least! Got it! Well, I killed one guy, but one guy's more than none. Oh, there we go. I got a 1-up. Cool. Yeah, that first death at the beginning of the game was kind of cheap. So we've reached the end of the first world, which is why we're seeing this big spider character now. Early on, they're fairly easy to kill, but once you beat them, you get a giant diamond as a reward for finding all the small ones on the way up to that level. Alright, got the big diamond. And then they also give you a chance at a permanent upgrade for your character, depending on which of the 2 chests you pick. We'll open a treasure box. A treasure box. Box you want to open and press the button. That one. Hooray! I got a magic pot. I don't know what that does. I think it increases the speed of the rainbow that you shoot out. Alright, gotcha. So now enemies are a little bit more aggressive. These guys actually shoot at you instead of just walking. And I think they showed a level in one of the demo videos there that looked an awful lot like Breakout, or maybe you recognize the name Arkanoid, those kind of like brick-breaking Pong-style one-player games. But of course, you're not a paddle and you don't have a ball, you just have air rainbows to shoot at the enemy. Gotcha! Ooh, they looked like little dolphins. Get to the star! There we go. Didn't do anything, there were no enemies there. Get them all! No! Stomp! There we go. You can always tell when someone translated the Japanese text in the game without actually figuring out what it was supposed to be telling you. Because you'll get something like, goal in! Just very strange. Oh! Whoa! Dodged that one. Cool. Oh, look at that. I hit the guys at the top of the screen because that little burst animation that was happening because of the item I picked up occurs where your character is positioned even before you leave the area, or maybe after you leave the area, I should say. I don't know if there's a way to guarantee you get all of the diamonds in an area before you get to the last level. I honestly think it's just based on luck. Oh, come on! That was dumb. I don't know what the jar I picked up does. I don't think that's the double rainbow, so I guess we'll see if it's... Yeah, I think that's the one that speeds up your shot with your rainbow. Gotcha. Get it? Alright, I guess I already had that. I think I did. Give me something good. I said something good. If there is a point system, I have no idea what my score is, because it doesn't appear that the game shows it to you at any point. Except on the transition between levels. Is it over? It might be over. No? Yeah, there we go, at the top. This may, in fact, be the best way to ensure you get all of the diamonds, is just dying before you finish a level. So that you can start over and try to pick up additional ones. It could also be that you only find certain items from certain enemies, and you only get the one shot at it. Oh, I missed. Gotcha. Yoink. Yeah, because I'm definitely not seeing rainbows rainbow diamonds this time. I don't know what they're actually called. I'd say the biggest knock... Ah, crap. I didn't mean to do that. The biggest knock I would say that this game has, aside from the extremely cheerful presentation, if that's something that annoys you, which I can see why people wouldn't like that. I don't mind it. Doesn't bother me personally. But the other big thing is I think the weird choice they made for the color palette is off-putting. Because I could see that they have access to primary colors in-game. I'm seeing, like, when some of these characters die and their little dolphin form pops out, they're a pretty rich shade of blue, so there, that guy there. So I'm not sure why they went with these weird non-primary color shades for the main character. They thought it was an improvement. I'm here to disagree. Done. I need an R and a W to finish the attempt at the second big diamond. And I don't think when you finish a world, you can come back to get that later. It's one shot. Oh no! Got him. Give me something good! Now, if I go inside here, I don't think I can go through the walls, so I have to commit to it. We're gonna do it. No! Ooh, that was close. Something good? Eh, shoes are right. Alright, so I'm missing just the W. Yeah, it looks like the choice is to go in the center, because the enemies are not spawning on the outside, apparently. Oh, I jumped too many times. Crap. Let's see where they restart me. I don't know if it starts at the transition point for the screen, where it rotates up to the next area. I guess that would be a yes. Oh, walked right into that. That was dumb. Yeah, the game starts out really easy, and then you get to the second area, and it's like, that first level was just, or the first set of levels, I guess I should call them, were just a tease of how easy the game could be, and then they yank the rug out from under you. Got him. Give me something good. Shoes, I'll take shoes. Damn it, I did it again. I gotta just form a rainbow bridge up to him. A Bifrost, if you will. Come on. Something good. I'm gonna assume, without knowing for certain, that the item... Oh, I guess you can leave. Look at that. The item that we're seeing on the right edge of the screen there is actually sushi. This right here. Looks like sushi. Alright, didn't get hit. Oh! Tried to take a shot at me. No, they're... Oh, good. Nope, neither of those were it. Come on. Ah, too late. I didn't get it. So we're gonna miss the big diamond on this one. I also don't have a great set of equipment for this boss. It's gonna be a tough fight. You have to get over top of them and drop the rainbows on top of them, I'm sure. Uh-oh. He heard my strategy and he responded in kind. Whew. Oh, look at that. Oh, he got me. He clipped me at the feet. Ah, crap. All right, if it starts me... Okay, I was going to say, if it started me all the way over at the end of the world, I think I was going to call it there, but they're going to give me one more chance to finish this guy off. Ah, you jerk. There. Where can I get him? Not losing to you. I don't know if there's any items in the game that actually increase your attack damage, since everything you fight except for the bosses dies in one hit. No! I got him. Gotcha. No diamond for me this time. Well, that stinks. Not getting the best ending. As though I was going to beat the game today. I'm picking up stacks of money! Alright, shoot. There we go. Gotcha. Get a shoe. I think those are supposed to be Frankensteins and Wolfmen. Looks like it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I thought that was going to get me. It wouldn't surprise me to find out that the way that the diamonds in this game work is you only get one shot at them each time they drop, regardless of how many times you die. So if you don't get the one that drops the first time it appears, you're not getting another shot at it! Oh, whoa. Thought I got screwed there. Now getting red bell peppers? Come on, go up. There we go. double rainbow back. The game was so cheerful to start, and now it's starting to get dark. Or at least as dark as little chibi versions of classic movie monsters can get. Oh, nailed it! I thought I was screwed there. Get the radioactive green juice in my body. Good. Alright, now we're nice and powered up. I don't feel like I'm rolling the dice on every encounter. Gotcha. Alright, we're doing alright. Ow! I only need 2 letters. This is the first part of this world, too. We're doing pretty good. Got it. Goal in! That almost sounds like something you would scream during a soccer match. Except with an extra word on the end. Oh. Interesting. I couldn't walk through the wall unless I created a rainbow, and then it let me go through. Come on. Let me go. Ah, I walked right into it. That was stupid. Well, the character does seem to move a little bit more when you're on the rainbows. He won't stop partway on a rainbow. He'll go all the way to the top. Come on. I think I just got an extra life. Come on. Now, if you're just walking around on the ground like normal, your character can move just as little or as much as you want. But the rainbows, they force you to commit when you start walking on them. Alright, nothing really worth picking up there. Well, picked it up anyway. That is a lot of points. Wow. Nope. Come on. Gotcha. Gotcha. Got my double rainbow back. Well, this got dark fast. I haven't really been paying attention to the background. There's skeletons on the wall. Nope, that wasn't one I was missing. Okay, don't touch the fire. Go to the left. It's Dracula who shoots lightning. Blee! Ow, come on! Your character has a little bit of float to his descent. And apparently it does not give you enough to really dodge out of the way of obstacles below you safely. I like to think that the Wolfman there is shooting a Kamehameha at you. Nope, not worth the effort. Alright, got it. Haha, I stopped his lightning with a little shot of my own. Alright, don't need that one. Gotcha. Cool, got my double back. Ooh. Alright, get him somewhere I can hit him. Got him. Aha! That's one I need, I bet! Oh! No, couldn't get to it in time. Get to it safely! I don't know what that stick does! It wasn't worth it, I guess. Alright, I think this is my last life. They say player times 2, but I think that's the last one. So, if I don't make it out of here safely, we'll call it. Come on, up, up. I need that tan bit of what I'm going to guess is some form of formica. Oh, that was stupid. Alright, one more life. They don't give you player times 0, 0. Whoa, look at that lightning bolt. Gotcha. Got that one. I think that's the one that I was missing. That, or there was like a lime green. Or what I call lime green. I'm sure it's a different color. Have I mentioned I'm colorblind for certain shades of green? Yeah, that was one I needed, because I only need the R's now. Oh, don't get hit! There we go. Nope, not worth it. Oh, come on! I couldn't go through the wall. Alright. I think that's a decent enough look. There's not a whole lot of additional content that we're going to see that's dramatically different from what we saw there. Final thoughts on the game. I would say that the gameplay is still a lot of fun. It's not the most complex hook in the world. You're just going up through levels, firing rainbows at little bugs or tiny versions of monsters or robots or tanks like they were showing there. Picking up whatever point value items that they drop, or in some cases power-ups to increase the strength or speed of your rainbows. Well, I say strength, but I don't know if anything actually increased the strength of it. It's just the number of them you shot out. Your foot speed gave you little bursts of stars or those little round discs that would hit enemies for you. There is a lot of fun to that. You're constantly improving your character while you play to perform better. I do think some of the falling is a little bit cheap. The way that your character barely moves left or right when you fall is kind of a bummer, because it means you don't have much control if you do make a bad jump. Control in jumps is always good. Less control is not fun. I think that's part of the problem that Castlevania games, the old Castlevania games, always had, was you made a jump and you basically made a lifetime contract to land exactly where that jump was going to land the entire time, and there's no altering it. This game doesn't quite go that far, but it doesn't do much better. The downside, again, the color palette's weird. I don't know why they didn't just do primary colors. If you're making a game called Rainbow Island, maybe the rainbows should look like actual rainbows instead of these weird, like, secondary colors. And not even that, I think these are like tertiary colors. Not even orange, green, and purple. It's more off shades of red and green. Very strange decision. I don't know if it's hardware related or literally someone just thought, hey, let's mix things up and try a different color palette, and this isn't not great on that end. The music is a little bit twee, I guess would be the right way to put it. It's not great. And I would say that rainbow firing sound effect over time would get very annoying. It's not the most pleasant sound to hear repeatedly. As far as the bosses, they were pretty fun to kill. Not too bad. That one that I kept fighting, the helicopter, was a little annoying that he seemed to be moving to exactly my plane in a way that I couldn't get out of the way in time sometimes. But I don't think that was necessarily unfair. I was just not super comfortable fighting that particular boss. As far as my regret, I would say I regret not buying the game sooner, but with the caveat that I regret not buying it sooner when I could have gotten it at the market value when it initially came out. In other words, if the game cost $50 the day it released, that would be worth the expense. Paying $50 for a cart that was clearly melted by someone playing with a lighter or maybe a magnifying glass in one corner, however many years it's been, 32 years since this game initially came out, probably not the wisest expense I've ever made. I definitely have some games in my collection that I spent a lot of money on and maybe only ever played a handful of times, or in some cases never played them. That probably weren't the wisest expenses, but and we'll go over this when I get to the Super Nintendo and especially PlayStation 1 era of video games. I did during that time start doing a lot of game purchasing exclusively for the value of the game in terms of rarity on the market, which at the time seemed like, these games are only going to go up in value. And then, of course, we got to the era of games being available digitally on every system and platform known to man, and some of the value of those games has gone down over time. There's still a market for rare games, usually because of manufacturing errors or uniqueness to their release, such as there's like a track and field world championship game on the NES that's worth tens of thousands of dollars if you have a copy of it, because it was only made for one or two specific events and never released it in the public. I don't have those kinds of games. I have games that they only released a couple thousand because it wasn't a hotly anticipated game in the United States, and then they discontinued it very quickly. NIS software, otherwise known as Nippon Ichi software, tended to release a lot of games on PlayStation and PlayStation 1, maybe PlayStation 2, that kind of fit that qualifier where they did a couple thousand copies of the game, said, all right, that's good, and then never made it anymore. But yeah, this game, I wish I had gotten it when it initially came out, because I think I would have enjoyed it, and if we were rating it, I would have probably rated it fairly high, because it is a fun game to play. There is a multiplayer component, but it's one person at a time. It's not two at the same time on the screen like Bubble Bobble was, which is kind of a bummer, because I think it would have been fun to take a look at this with a second person. But as it is, I do regret not buying it sooner, but also part of that is not buying it sooner so that I didn't spend $45 on a used copy that was physically damaged. But that's going to do it for this episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.